Guys, BB here. I'm making this video just in time because I realized that I have over 19,000 subscribers. I'm so happy that I'm almost there to reaching 20,000 and I'm so excited to continue bringing more content to you guys. Now, a while back, I made a post on my community tab asking you guys to send me some questions to answer in a Q&A video. I'm sorry if you don't see your question in this video or your name being shouted out. It was either because the question is related to a future video I'll be making or just a question that doesn't really fit due to the running time. I actually wasn't expecting you guys to ask a lot of questions, so thank you. I'm gonna start with the questions that are most frequently asked, so how old are you? I am 18 years old. I was born on August 28, 2000 in Orlando, Florida. You can say that I spent my whole life in the amusement parks there. Where are you from? I am actually biracial. My mom comes from Puerto Rico, while my birth dad came to America from Cuba. So yeah, I am a Cuban Puerto Rican American. Are you going to do a face reveal? As of right now, no. Sorry, I prefer to have some privacy for the moment and continue to gain attention strictly from the things I do on my channel. But who knows? Maybe you guys will see my face in the future. What's your name? Alex. I'm just kidding. I'm not saying it. Don't bother asking X crew either. They don't really know my name. Although Lily is really close to figuring it out. When did you start YouTube? I've done YouTube for a while now. I think I started about 3 to 4 years ago. What inspired you or made you decide to start making videos on YouTube? As some of you may know, I am a part of this YouTube group called the Gotham Builders. I think they still call them that. Basically, it's a group with my friends from Xbox who enjoy making Minecraft films and videos based off Batman and DC comics. On there, I play all the female characters like Harley Quinn, Batgirl, and etc. In fact, in their newest episodes, I will be taking on the role as Lois Lane. It was a really fun experience for me, so I decided that I wanted to make the channel my own too. I don't know if I would still be making these videos if it weren't for these guys, so go check out their channels and give them some love and support. Do you like comics? Hell yeah. Yes. I grew up to become a big geek. The first comic that I have ever read were the old Marvel Spider-Girl comics. It was a comic series set in an alternate universe where Peter and Mary Jane get married and have a kid, but due to the Green Goblin being the Green Goblin, Peter becomes paralyzed and is no longer Spider-Man. So when his daughter gets to high school, she becomes the next Spider-Girl. I liked it. It grabbed my 6-year-old mind's attention and helped me grow my love and appreciation for comics and Spider-Man, so it did its job. What are your favorite webtoon comics? Might be a little biased in me saying this, but my favorite webtoon would have to be Boyfriend of the Dead. Although, if you wanted me to choose something that isn't a comic I made a dub of, I would choose Untouchable. It's a comic by Massadar, and it just so happens to have a live-action drama based on it already made in Taiwan. I kinda prefer the comic more. Maybe I'll talk about it in a future video, but yeah, it exists. Do you like K-pop? I think it's kinda obvious, but yes, I do. It is a major fact that I'm in love with K-pop. I was into J-pop music back when I was in middle school, but once I found out about EXO entering high school, I quickly flipped the switch and jumped into the rabbit hole, as some might say. What will you be studying in college? At this moment, I am entering my freshman year majoring in graphic designing. I was offered a job by one of my dad's associates in a company as long as I majored in graphic designing, so I'm doing it. It's a secured job, I guess. However, other than doing that, I'm going to also be majoring in musical theater and probably cinematography. These are just things I'm truly passionate about and hope to explore more as I continue to enter adulthood. Will you dub other comics that aren't True Beauty? Yes, actually. Me and X Crew have a ton of things we are planning to do in the future. It's gonna take a ton of work, but at the same time, we're getting on that. Do you use Wattpad or write any fanfiction? It's very embarrassing, but at the same time, I've grown a lot since then. But in the 6th or 7th grade, I was a major fanfiction writer. I was obsessed with writing fairy tale fanfics about my favorite couple, Groovia. It was something I thought I was good at because it got a lot of attention, which got me into writing more later. However, looking back at the stories I wrote, I realized that they were really bad. My grammar was terrible. The story was very generic and stereotypical. Basically, they were based off every chick flick you have ever seen in your life. What inspired you to do comic dubs? Aside from aspiring to go into acting and musical theater, because I'm such a geek, I enjoy watching comic dubs myself. So when I got into the webtoon Boyfriend of the Dead and realized no one on YouTube made a dub of it at that point, I made the decision to take on the role of producing and acting in my own comic dub. them. And now it's time for the not so frequently asked questions, but I still want to answer because why not? Choco Pie asks, do you need a specific course for voice acting? I suppose if you're looking for a job in voice acting, maybe? I mean, I don't expect myself to be able to go to Funimation and be like,
hi, I never got a degree in acting and I never took a class, but I got 19 subscribers on YouTube. So, what do you think?
You seem like a professional voice actress to me. You're hired!
I'm just assuming that you need a degree in acting for that. But if you're just talking about doing it for fun on YouTube like me and X-Crew, then yeah, you don't need that. I know Casting Call has this thing where you can take online voice acting classes on there, but I managed to do voice acting without having to spend my money on classes like that. At the end of the day, it's however you feel is right. What's T Sis asks, who does your dubs? Do you do them? Voice acting? Sometimes. Editing? All the time. Although I am having other editors help me with Boyfriend the Dead and other projects. Ian Velasquez asks, how many members are in X-Crew? As of right now, we have 39 members in total. Pray for Peace asks, how do you pick your crew members? Or have you already known them from before? I gathered the crew members up after a ton of casting call auditions. It all started when I made the casting call for Boyfriend the Dead last year. Since then, several members have stayed with me as more members joined and continue to be a part of the group to this day. Caddy Peachy asks, where did you learn editing? For my junior year of high school, I took a film editing class and pretty much learned everything I know from there. I also got to make a couple films that were pretty enjoyable to make, so I just continued doing it for several projects in other classes. Then I just decided to use my own knowledge of editing and make YouTube videos. Lovely Gamer asks, what was your first impression on the crew? When I first got the crew together about a year ago, I was really happy to see all of us getting along. We all have our own individual personalities that make us fun and chill to be around, so I knew things were gonna work out with them. Love K asks, what's your favorite video so far? I really like the new intro I made for the Boyfriend the Dead comic dub. I incorporated stuff from the trailer and the webtoon to make this. Nano is a great Japanese American singer who I admire, so it was cool that I was able to fit her music with the style of Boyfriend the Dead. Roblox Sophie Plays asks, do you play any sports? Hell no. Maybe I was into some sports when I was little, but as I grew more and more shy and antisocial, I stayed the hell away from that. Although I did join cheerleading earlier this year, and it was stressful. Don't play sports. JK, do what you want. Roblox Unicorn Plays ask, are you the same person? Are you the same person? Did you just want to ask another question? What do you do on your free time? When I'm not working on stuff for YouTube, which is the majority of my time at home, I'm playing video games or watching dramas and BTS videos with my mom, or hanging out with my friends. It's a simple life of a geek like me. Okay, I'm sorry, I know. I don't know. I just don't know. Ask, what is your favorite Western bands? I don't actually listen to much Western music, to be honest. If I do, it's always going to be throwbacks from the 70s to the early 2000s because I was kind of raised into getting into that kind of music. So I guess I'll say my favorite band would always have to be My Chemical Romance. No, I do not consider myself emo anymore. I don't even think that you should be considered emo just for listening to alternative pop, but I do enjoy their music and lyrics a lot. Please come back, Gerard. Jenna Blossom MSP asks, does your character actually look like you, or is it just made up? Pretty much, it does look like me. I love you so much. Oh.
Tweet, are you dubbed too soon? If you can be a character on a webtoon, who would it be and why? What is your favorite couple on webtoon and why? If you were given a chance to meet a webtoon creator, who would it be and why? Why are you so cute, Amy? Yes, Alex from Boyfriend of the Dead because she's a badass. Sia Lee and Jiho from Untouchable because goals. Cookie Senpai because she's my spirit animal. And I don't know.
Lucy Kennedy asks, do you ship Suho or Sujin with Jugyang and Chiriri? While Sujin is a cool guy and he does have that bad boy stereotype that I find very attractive, Suho seems to be a better fit for Jugyang, but that's just my opinion. I mean, he likes her for the person she truly is inside and was able to try to tell tell that it was her when she wore makeup in front of him. Not only that, he just has a great relationship being built up with her. I just can't wait to see where it all leads.
Are you a fan of BTS and Blackpink? Who is your bias in BTS and Blackpink? Just love your vids!